Hello everyone, you're watching Newegg TV. I'm Jennifer, and right now I'm going to take you on a little journey to discover the Enermax REVOLUTION XT power supply. It is rated 80 plus gold and also is a modular hybrid power supply unit. Alright, so let's take a look at the box for some of the features. I'm not going to go over everything, but feel free to pause it here if you want to read through every bullet point. The first thing I want to point out is this is 87 plus ready. So that means that this is an extreme efficiency PSU, which is why it's 80 plus gold certified. So it's running 87% to 93% efficiency at 20 to 100% load. So this is a very, very efficient power supply. And I should mention, actually, before we go any further, that this is the 730 watt version of the power supply, so it's going to meet the needs of really high performance systems, which is what you get with the 80 plus gold requirements. Also, you get the 2013 ERP Lot 6 ready, so this helps the system meet the Lot 6 requirements for standby mode efficiency, and that's a European requirement. Also, you get the twister bearing fan down here. So the twister bearing fan is rated to 100,000 hours of life, and it is patented to Enermax. It's also a very quiet fan according to their ratings. So this has been tested at 40 degrees Celsius for 24/7 use, which means you can just leave your rig on for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they tested it for efficiency in that, if that's, you know, your thing. I still like to shut my computer off, and for that they have this cool heat guard feature. So it keeps your power supply fan running for 30 to 60 seconds after shutdown, which dissipates the heat out of your system even after it's been shut off. So you'll still hear the fan on your power supply running, but it's just clearing out any extra heat, which is very helpful. Also, you get your safeguards, so you have your multiple protection circuitries here. You can take a look at those if you want to pause it and read through the rest of it. And also you get your cord guard, which is interesting, and I will show it to you on the power supply unit when we get it out. Alright, so we're going to do a quick shot here for you to pause if you'd like, and you can take a look at the features of some of the other available models. And then if we can just slide the box this way, there you go. You can take a look at some of the other input voltages and whatnots from the other models if you think 730 watt is a little bit too beefy for the system that you're running. Alright, so let's get this sucker out of the box. First up, I have already taken all the plastic wrap off of the cords and such, but these are the modular cords you get. So we have an extra GPU cable, and I say extra because there is one pre-installed. Like I said, this is a hybrid modular. I'll get to it, hang on. So here we have our Molex connectors and fan connectors. We have our SATA cables for our hard drives, and a few extra hard drive and Molex and SATA cables. And then also we have our cable, power cable. Putting this aside, oh, what's this? Here is a little brackety looking thing. This is their cord keeper or cord saver. So what this is going to do when I connect it to the outside of the power supply unit is it's going to save this from bending around or getting crimped or pulling out of your system while you're, you know, maybe moving it around on a desk. It's just an extra layer of protection to keep you from accidentally doing an emergency power down on your system. So here is the power supply itself, but let's save that aside. They also give you a great little baggie here, branded for Enermax, to save all of your extra cables and your instruction booklet inside. This is always easier to store than the whole box, which I appreciate. Oh, here they are. They also give you these great cable ties, or, you know, cable management Velcros, also branded for Enermax, but they're just really handy. Even if you don't use them for this particular project, keep them around, because you never know when you might need some Velcro cable management solutions. You get your installation screws and a little Enermax badge. I'll turn that the right direction for you. And the power supply unit. Dun, dun, dun. Here it is in all of its glory. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the installation of the cord guard, because I noticed that it was not included in the quick start guide on this power supply. So the first thing you do is figure out which way you're going to orient this in your case, and then you want this little horseshoe shape to be pointing towards your ceiling once this is installed. So I just kind of squeeze it a little, insert it into the bracket, grab my cord, like that, and then push down. And now the cord is locked in to the power supply, and no amount of yanking is going to accidentally remove it. Let's move on to looking at the rest of the power supply. So if I stand it up here, I can kind of give you an idea of the dimensions of this power supply. So this is standard ATX, so that's going to give you 150 millimeter width, but the length is probably what you're more interested in because that's going to tell you whether or not it's going to be compatible with the rest of your parts. So it is 160 from edge to edge. Here, but if you want to add in an extra, 10 or so to accommodate the cords needing to be bent over for your cable management or any additional cabling that you install, that would give you 170 millimeter. You might even want to go 180 millimeters just to be safe on the clearance and give the cables lots of breathing room. Pre-installed, as I mentioned, this is a hybrid power supply, so you do get some cables pre-installed, which is nice because if you're building kind of a bare bones system, you don't want a whole lot of extra, cords to manage that you don't need. So we've got the 24-pin connector, your CPU connector, and then a pre-installed GPU connector here. And then, as I mentioned before, you get an extra GPU cable, so if you're running something fancy in SLI, this would be good for that. All right, well, thank you for joining me on this product overview of the Enermax REVOLUTION XT 730-watt power supply. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and also subscribe to our various YouTube channels. Until next time, I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Newegg TV.